Hello, everybody, and welcome to Wednesday Apocryphal Podcast, your one-stop shop for everything Wednesday Apocryphal and podcast. And boy, do we have a show for you today. Today we are covering the Secret Book of James, chapters 9 through 16.
It's more like pages.
Pages, chapters, it's all the same thing.
Essentially, yeah, there's really no
the Apocrypha
difference.
So far, mostly, as of late, at least, has been chapters are pages.
Yeah, because all those, even in like the Bible, all the chapter stuff didn't come in until later anyways.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and for this one, considering that, for the text we've been reading through in Nag Hammadi, we don't really, those are pretty recent discoveries, at least compared to how old the biblical texts actually are. They're pretty recent discoveries.
And people are smart enough now to not think you have to put chapters on things anymore.
Yeah, they got to start putting chapters on these.
Mm-hmm.
It's just very annoying not having those. It'd be so much easier to talk about.
It's annoying not having the actual text a lot of the time because it's fragmentary.
True. Yeah, that is kind of a
implied
bummer.
even.
Also, you know what else is kind of a bummer? The fact that apparently I had accidentally set up the stream for 4 a.m.
Yes, you made a bad mistake.
Yeah,
and as a
fine.
consequence, now you have to repent.
Do I?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Something about killing a cow.
Oh, okay. Well,
Did
that
you eat
whatever you
today?
just said makes way more sense now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I forget. Didn't you add like an intro song, or did you just add an ending song?
I don't have an intro.
Well, we
song.
have that.
We have the
that
end
one
song.
intro song,
Good
right?
God.
Yeah, do that one.
Yeah,
This red button?
Yeah.
I think so. Yep.
I don't like this song.
No, of course not.
Let me know.
Anyways,
That's our theme song.
That's the
No,
theme
it's
song.
not. It's the thing that. Yeah. Whatever.
So we're finishing the Secret Book of James today.
Yes, we are.
How exciting is that?
It's been exciting.
This has been a pretty okay book so far. Not not too mad about
Well,
it.
what book are you referring to?
Oh, well, things I'm actually just talking about the Secret Book of James, but I am talking about the Secret Book of James in the Nag Hammadi Scriptures, the revised and updated translation of sacred Gnostic texts, complete in one volume, edited by Marvin Mayer.
Wow, is this section by Marvin Mayer as well?
I think the translation is by Marvin Mayer. Yes, it is.
Yep.
And the introduction is by Madeline Scapello.
But was it written by Marvin Mayer?
The Secret Book of James?
Mm-hmm.
It was probably written by people that are long, long dead.
Is it James?
Just very,
Probably not James.
That's
maybe
very
it was a guy named
coincidentally named Marvin Mayer.
Wow, that'd be a shocker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be pretty funny though.
Anyways,
Yeah,
why don't
so-
you hand it off to me? Where
Yeah, we're on Be Sober, Be Saved.
Oh wow.
That's where we're at. Yeah. Now, I don't know how long I can be sober for. I got a thing to do later. Alcoholism.
So
Oh, that's
All
right. The
right.
fucking wheel.
yeah, so
yeah.
So if you're one of our patrons, you're a pretty cool person, and in order to show how cool you are,
Yeah.
you're on a wheel.
Yeah, a whole wheel
Mm-hmm.
that we put you on once a month, and then we spin it, and we see who gets a free shirt.
Yes.
So these are all the patrons of $10 and above.
Yes.
So how about we
Spinny wheelie? Whoa!
There it goes, round and round. Let's see where it lands. Where is it at?
Who won?
I think you'll see.
Yes.
That's the-
I always think I mispronounce it. Silvu? Is it Silvu?
Yep.
Silvu? I don't know how to exactly pronounce it.
However you say your name, you won.
You
Congratulations.
won. You get yourself a shirt. That's what you get.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can get whatever shirt you want.
Damn straight. That's I think it's Satan.
Oh,
Yeah, I think
There
so.
you go.
Yeah, in the Discord.
nice.
So either way, congrats. And
Yes.
also, yeah, Tomer, only a $5 patron. That means no shirt for that guy.
no, do you really want to ship a shirt to? Does it ship to Israel?
I think they ship worldwide.
Really
Teespring, I think so.
interesting.
Yeah, I remember checking like some other countries to seeing if it ships there, and it said yes. So Hopefully it would.
I wonder where it doesn't ship.
North Korea.
Sentinel Island.
Sentinel Island. Yeah, there you go.
Got him.
So either way, yeah, you win a shirt, and I'll be sending that over. Now, of course, last month that we just kept forgetting for a while, but eventually we got to the T-shirt giveaway.
You're giving money to our...
It was a
Why?
series of errors.
Just give us money. You don't need to give anyone else money.
Yeah, Kip is a rich man, anyways. So
Yep.
let's be very clear here.
So rich.
Yeah, super rich.
Lawrence needs the cash.
That one's true, probably. He's pretty strapped. Anywho.
Yep. Be sober, be saved. So I say to you, drugs are bad. Okay. No, be sober. Do not go astray. And often have I said to you all together, and also to you alone, James, be saved. I've commanded you to follow me, and I've taught you how to speak before the rulers.
Wow.
When did that happen? When was there ever a period of time in which Jesus was like, all right.
Only you get to be saved.
Well, not just
No.
that.
This is how you speak to rulers.
Any one of his disciples where he's like, okay, I've got to like media train you. This has never happened in anything that we've read.
God, was there? I'm really trying to think here. Is there a note or anything on that?
There's no note.
Wow, that's annoying.
Oh, no, it's...
Yeah, so where else was it? Because the most they were able to do, right, was they were given powers to like heal and stuff. The apostles.
Yeah.
Jesus
tongues?
wasn't very...
Is it tongues? Is that what he's
it's
referring
tongues,
to?
right? Because it's supposed to be the language that like is understandable by anybody.
Okay,
guys,
see what he means.
Yeah, there we go.
None of them were good at appealing to authority. Not a
they
single
weren't.
one. Think about
They really
it.
were not.
Yeah, true.
So this is not
Kinda
good.
hilarious.
Especially Paul, that guy.
Oh, that guy, he just
He-
started riots everywhere he went.
Literally.
Sucked at appealing to authority.
Literally. I mean, Jesus got killed because he couldn't appeal to authority. How good could he be of a teacher?
Anyways, see that I have come down and spoken and have exerted myself and have won my crown when I save you. I came down to live with you, that you might also live with me. And when I found that your houses had no roofs, I lived in houses that could receive me when I came down. Trust in me, my brothers.
Houses with no roofs. So I feel like there's like some
The idea
tradition
is
behind
that
this.
he's coming down the houses
Sure.
with roofs, block them off.
So it's
like-
it's literally the same level as the
prayers can't get through clouds.
right. It's the exact
Yeah.
same level as that. Okay, I was thinking like, is this a reference to something? But no, it's literally just entirely metaphorical.
Mhm.
Like, it could have been a reference to something.
No, as well it could be. I don't know if this metaphor has been used elsewhere.
Right.
Trust
I
in
don't
me.
remember it being, because the closest one I can think of is when the person like gets into Jesus's home, right?
Yes.
Like to get healed. Like they Mission Impossible the sick dude into the house.
Mhm.
So that's the closest thing I remember. But that's what happens.
Yeah. That's really it though.
Yeah.
Trust in me, my brothers. Understand what the great light is. The Father does not need me. The Father does not need a Son, but it is the Son who needs the Father. To him I am going, for the Father of the Son is not in need of you.
That's hilarious.
All right.
I'm glad that he's just coming out and saying it.
Yeah.
Like the quiet part out loud.
Listen to the word.
I respect it at least. Respect it.
Understand gnosis. Love life, and no one will persecute you, and no one will oppress you other than yourselves. Wow, this is really not what Christianity became.
No, yeah, but this is the whole if you understand it, right? So, because let's be fair here. Within Christian history, there have been, especially in the early years, right? There were some persecutions. There's some very directed persecutions against the Christians. So those definitely happened there in like the later years, right? And by later, I mean like, a couple hundred years after the dawn of Christianity. But
Super relative term.
I've heard that those persecutions have been vastly overstated.
Yeah, but they still have been persecutions, right? So there was the one from Diocletian. There was kind of maybe a little something under Nero, but that was more against the Jews.
Right?
And
See? It's always that.
There was Domitian as well, who that one I think was actively persecuting Christians. There might have been a few other emperors, right? Mm-hmm. But like after Constantine converts and he makes it illegal to persecute people, like to persecute Christians because of Christianity, which is all the Edict of Milan did, by the way. A lot of people think that Constantine made it like the state religion. No. That's a lie. That was a different guy, Theodosius. So the only thing that Constantine did was just make it illegal to persecute Christians. So that was what happened there. But yeah, up until that point, there were, some sporadic persecutions here and there of Christians. And either way, in the Gnostic view, apparently, according to the secret book of James, they didn't know the truth. They just didn't know the truth. If they knew the truth, they would not have been getting persecuted.
If they understood, then no one would persecute them.
Yeah.
And no one would oppress them.
Yeah.
I get it.
Oh. Is that how that works?
According to the book that we are currently reading, yes.
Think about it from a Gnostic perspective. If you just
they must be right.
If you just wow, okay, hilarious, great. That was a good interpretation.
And that's why the Gnostics are still around today, because they were never persecuted and never oppressed.
Yeah, they're in the hills as the shamans and stuff. Mm-hmm. They're not in society. That's where they survive.
We're in a new subsection. Woe to you, blessed are you. You wretches, you poor devils, you pretenders to truth, you falsifiers of knowledge, you sinners against the Spirit. Do you still dare to listen when the beginning you should have been speaking?
Wait, what?
Do you still dare to sleep when from the beginning you should have been awake so that the heaven's kingdom might receive you? 10.
Okay.
Yeah, yep, all right.
So obviously you should have gotten the message earlier, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But that first part was...
Do you still dare to listen when from the beginning you should have been speaking?
Okay, so...
Well, that's a good point. Let me ramble on and interrupt everything so that nobody else...
already, Lawrence, and you should have been long past it. Instead of trying to understand it, you should have been out preaching the word.
I really should have been. You're right.
Well, that didn't work, did it?
No, it didn't.
How many people have you deconverted this week?
I don't know.
18.
Really?
No. Although I did have...
How many of those are still alive?
See that? I can't tell you that one.
Mm-hmm.
So I did have some interesting... No, I think I told that story last week. Anyway.
Yeah, see, that wasn't this week.
Yeah, that was last week, yeah.
Boring.
Unfortunate.
You're not proselytizing atheism strongly enough on campus.
But I just did a whole thing with Aaron. Did you see that episode?
No,
we don't do that.
Someone said that something was posted on Patreon.
Which was weird, by the way. Nothing was posted on Patreon. So unless it was Aaron's Patreon. So, because Aaron and I did a video for his channel, mostly debunking some claims. Some Christian claims. Not even really debunking, mostly just contextualizing, because it was like, oh, look, archaeology proves the Bible, and I'm like, no, the stuff that you have that this video brings up definitely did not prove the Bible.
A shrouded Turin.
It wasn't the shrouded Turin.
No.
It was Noah's Ark.
Oh,
that was number one.
No.
The rest of it was actually kind of legit, but it was literally like, we can prove Pilate existed.
Oh yeah.
We can prove Herod existed or the temple fell or something like that, and that all proves the Bible. And I'm like, there's a much bigger claim associated with the Bible is true than Herod existing, which Herod or Pilate existing, which no one doubted. So
wow.
Yeah, no, the Bible. The Bible certainly grabs historical figures.
it does,
like any fanfic would.
Sure,
But
yeah.
it's not actually like them. It's the Bibleization of them.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
There you go.
Yeah, so, but either way, yeah, that didn't prove the Bible.
Yep.
Which, in what fucking world would Pilate be like, oh, you know what?
In a fan fiction.
Right, yeah. Like, hey, regular people, would you like me to murder this person? Oh, you would? Well, if the crowd says so.
It's a play then. It's not real. This is clearly not how things happen.
Yeah. I tell you the truth, it is easier for a holy person to sink into defilement and for an enlightened person to sink into darkness than for you to reign or not to reign. Coptic literally means or not to do so. Okay. I have remembered your tears, your mourning, and your grief.
Spell hungry.
They are far from us. You who are outside the Father's inheritance, weep when you should, mourn and preach what is good. The Son is ascending, as is proper. That's Son, S-O-N.
Sure, yeah.
I tell you the truth. If I had been sent to those who would listen to me and had spoken with them, I would never have come down to earth.
Wait, hold on. So if I were sent to those who would listen to me?
Mm-hmm.
So because he wanted people to be preachers, not followers.
Right.
Okay.
Now be ashamed. Look, I shall be leaving you and go away, and I do not want to stay with you any longer. Just as...
Hold on, we got to laugh at that.
Yeah. Just as you yourselves
any longer.
have not wanted this. Follow me quickly.
See, that'd be a good shirt.
Mm-hmm.
That has the same energy as I don't want to be on this planet anymore.
Pretty good.
This is why I tell you, for you I came down. You are loved ones. You are the ones who will bring life to many people. Invoke the Father. Pray to God frequently, and he will be generous with you. Blessed is the one who has seen you with him when he is proclaimed among the angels and glorified among the saints.
Yeah, so that there's already some cool stuff there. So before we get into the whole angels and saints thing, so actually, yeah, you know what? To be seen among them, like to be, there's going to be a point in time where you're seen with the Father,
And proclaimed among.
it's proclaimed among them. Okay, so with angels and saints, that's kind of within
Blessed is
Gnosticism.
the one who's seen you with him when he is proclaimed among the angels and glorified among the saints.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when the Father is it,
Yes, the
yeah,
Father.
When the Father, okay. Man, sometimes just having those pronouns by themselves is real rough.
Yeah.
When it's just the three.
They do that a lot. Thrice fold father and such.
No, like, it's hard to tell. Like sometimes who the referent is, but it's a lot easier in other languages where there are more forms. But the idea of once the Father is kind of recognized, then like the whole system kind of shows essentially.
Blessed is the one who has seen you with him when he is proclaimed.
Okay. So, yeah, I guess, kind of getting part of that bigger...
It's just saying blessed are the people who you preach to.
Well,
It's what it's saying. Right? Blessed is the one who has seen you with him when he's proclaimed.
Okay, sure,
right?
sure. Well, it's because the interesting part was when he's proclaimed.
Mm-hmm. And when he's proclaimed among the angels
Yeah,
and
I
glorified
guess,
among the saints. Yeah. Yours is life. Rejoice and be glad as 11 children of God.
11 children of God.
Yeah, no.
Good job.
Observe his will that you may be saved. Accept correction from me and save yourselves. I am mediating for you with the Father, and he will forgive you many things. Okay, I'm going to read to know yourselves, and then I'm going to hand it off to you. And you,
Okay.
or
I'll
you
just
can
finish
hand
it
it
off.
back or whatever.
Yeah.
Few find heaven's kingdom. When we heard this, we were delighted. We had become gloomy because what we said earlier. But when he saw us happy, he said, "Woe to you who are in need of an advocate. Woe to you who stand in need of grace. Blessed will they be who have spoken out and acquired grace for themselves."
Okay. It is interesting that you have this this kind of, do it by yourself. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps mentality of being saved, but also
Nobody's going to save you. You need to put yourself in a position to be saved.
right. So I'm guessing the only way to be saved would actually be through the act of preaching, because it'd be kind of ridiculous to expect someone to even begin preaching if they haven't heard first, right?
Right.
So,
Guys, does it matter if the people who are preaching believe what they're preaching?
Traditionally, they don't.
Oh, no.
but
There's a
traditionally,
significant number of atheist priests out there.
but traditionally, they also like to say that they do.
Mm-hmm.
So,
My favorite line happened. So the Catholic Church produced this AI priest, and they decided to decommission it because it said.
did it turn out like Tay?
Yeah, I don't know.
Everything
exactly.
does that when you give it low restrictions.
But one of the things it said is like someone asked if it's real, and the AI priest said, "I'm as real as the faith that we both share." And I was like,
Okay, sure.
Yeah, sure you are. I agree with you.
What a statement of logical.
What was that, before we lose it, what was that quote about, because I want to write this down, the quote about not wanting to be around them anymore?
Look, I shall be leaving you and go away, and I do not want to stay with you any longer, just as you yourselves have not wanted this.
Okay. Yeah, so that's, I'm definitely going to have to,
Think about something with that.
well, I mean, maybe, but going to have to get a shirt with that on it, because that's pretty good.
Yep. All right. Compare yourselves to foreigners. How are they viewed in your city? Why are you anxious to banish yourselves on your own and distance yourselves from your city? Why abandon dwelling on your own and make it available for those who want to live in it? You exiles and runaways, woe to you, for you'll be captured.
Okay, weird.
Okay. I thought this guy was pro hermit, but here he is.
No, this guy's very much, pro go out and do stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like,
But you should keep among your own. Never go outside and do stuff.
right. That's really weird. I'm not sure how you can. So, yeah, I'm not sure. Is it really just like the most close knit kind of soteriology you can have? Is it literally just, is this what makes it, Gnostic and closed off? The fact that you can't they shouldn't be going anywhere really?
No, I don't think so. I think that it's tongue in cheek. So he's saying,
It better be.
no, he's saying, blessed will be those who have spoken out and acquired grace for themselves.
Yeah.
Compare yourselves to foreigners. How are they viewed in your city? Right? He's not referring to the same people in these groups. He's contrasting one with the other. So these people who are stuck in their own city, these are like the apostles, other than James, I guess. Right.
Right. Yeah. Other than
But
James.
they're staying in Christ's domain, right? They're not
Not going very far.
they're not establishing their own roots, growing their own.
Right. Yeah. Because that's the whole thing, right? Because I forget if it was in this earlier in this work.
Yes,
or in
it was
work.
early in this.
Yeah, with this tree that's like you're getting other trees out of it, like a seed falls and another tree comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe you think that the Father is a lover of humanity, or that he's
Actually, we didn't think that at all.
Yeah, no mistakes here.
No.
or that he's won over by prayers, or that
I don't think
he's
so.
Nope.
gracious to one because of another, or that he tolerates whoever's seeking.
Dude's least tolerant.
He knows about desire and what the flesh needs. Doesn't it desire the soul?
I feel like the phrase, he knows about desire and what the flesh needs. Like that has actually been used as an argument, like in a lot of Gnostic works about. Oh, not I shouldn't say, for that, but like among the Christology debates, there was this this idea about like why would Jesus eat, for example? Like if he is God, like what primal needs like that need to be satiated? And then they're like, okay, well if he ate, what part of him has to be, human, right? Like is it the human part that's eating and the God part that's not?
But he's entirely God and entirely man.
Right. And there's
new superhero God-Man.
Weird. Well, that's another thing. You should watch the series.
Therefore, man is God because they're both qualitatively identical.
Well, the way that they got around it was that this is in some cases, there were two souls inside Jesus. There was the human Jesus, like the actual man Jesus, and then that soul is like cohabitant with a divine soul that gets sent to him.
That explains everything.
That's
that luckily got abandoned.
Right, but that was the way that they dealt with it.
Yes.
Which I was like, you know what? Not bad. They tried.
They did try.
And then that kind of did remind me of the whole the two spirits thing in the Shepherd of Hermas, where they're literally just like trying to push the other one out.
Right. Because in there, it's literally that one spirit possesses the space, and then the other one comes in and like yeets the other one out.
Yeah, they're just fighting over it.
The body does not sin apart from the soul. Just as 12, the soul is not saved apart from the spirit. But if the soul is saved from evil and the spirit too is saved, the body becomes sinless. The spirit animates the soul, but the body kills it.
So
the soul kills itself.
So we have the difference between...
Can we get a shirt? Can we get a shirt with that one on it? The soul
Wait,
kills itself?
Does it say the soul kills itself, or did you add that?
It says the soul kills itself.
Okay, that's pretty good
here
too.
It's assumed that the person is composed of a body of flesh, an animating soul, and a vivifying spirit, just as in Valentinian thought.
Yeah. Okay. So we have those. We did get that earlier in the text as well.
Yes, we did.
But
we didn't get the soul killing itself.
No, we didn't.
But that'd be a good T-shirt. The soul kills itself. It's a good line.
It just is.
Sure. Yeah. Maybe I'll say that to Eric next time. It's like, hey, soul kills itself.
But it's like, what? No context.
I tell you the truth. He certainly will not forgive the sin of the soul or the guilt of the flesh, for none of those who have worn the flesh will be saved. Do you think that many have found heaven's kingdom? Blessed is the one who has seen oneself as a fourth one in heaven. This seems to be a way of saying that few are saved, and it may indicate one who is alone as a fourth one with God the Father, Mother, and Son. And thus is as close as one can get to the divine.
See, the thing is, this
it's just some rando dude, like the Tom Bombadil of the story, Reuben.
See, I don't know who that is, but
because you don't know anything about culture law.
No, he knows very random tidbits. Like
very random
Kung
ones.
Fu Panda.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Did you see the fourth one?
Tom Bombadil.
No, not yet.
We should go do that.
We should, yeah.
He's in the books. He's not in the movies.
Kung Fu Panda?
No, Tom Bombadil.
It's even better. Okay,
Tom Bombadil fucked off to the woods and is just like, I don't care about any of this shit that's going on. You guys have fun.
Okay. Well, either way, God, what was I gonna fucking say before we started talking about Tom Bombadil? No fucking clue.
Well, you said that you were gonna know yourself.
Oh, well, I was definitely going to know myself. But there was, on the stuff about the, obviously no one who's like wearing flesh will be saved, right? There's the question of, well, how, because this kind of makes that Christological argument but for everybody, where we're all just kind of clothed in flesh thing. But there's also the idea of, to me at least, this kind of sounds like asceticism would be necessary for this, because if you want to get to the point where you want to start, it kind of sounds like you start reflecting upon your own position in the universe, and then you start seeing yourself as one of as part of this. Well, it wouldn't really be a trinity anymore.
You're still clothed in flesh if you're in
quadrinity. It's a
Yeah, that is
quadrinity.
true, yeah.
You're just focusing on a specific
Lawrence,
derivation.
You're
of
supposed to be doing the same thing that the forefather is doing.
Lawrence, what's a
Well,
quadrinity?
You're supposed to be doing your own thing.
Right. And my own thing would be knowing
Would
myself.
be like being there with the father, mother, and son, but not with the forefather. You can't go that.
No,
far.
you can't go that far, unfortunately. But you're there in spirit. Yeah. So.
Why is it even mentioned that they're there?
Anyways, know yourselves. When we heard this, we became sad. But when he saw that we were sad, he said, I say this to you that you may know yourselves. This guy's really not helpful, is he? Heaven's kingdom is like a head of grain that sprouted in a field, and when it was ripe, it scattered its seed. And again, it filled the field with heads of grain for another year. So this is the exact same analogy as the tree thing.
Same thing.
Yeah. So with you, be eager to harvest for yourselves a head of grain of life, that you may be filled with the kingdom. Yeah, it's literally the same.
Yeah,
before.
it's the same thing as the tree.
As long as I am with you, pay attention to me and trust in me. But when I am far from you, remember me. And remember me because I was with you and you did not know me. So, I mean, aside from James, it seems.
I remember this one guy I didn't know. Cool.
Well, are they saying that they didn't know his true nature, or because
I just don't know him.
I don't think that they're referring to the biblical no, right?
No,
That wouldn't make much sense.
No.
So, yeah, I'm not sure in what way. Yeah, remember me because I was with you, and you did not. So, okay. Oh, I see. So if he's far away from them,
then they can't visually see him, so they have to remember.
No. So remember me because I was with you and you did not know me. So like if they ignore his message while he's with them, and leaves, then they're gonna have to remember him from far away. Because like now he can't, like there's no saving involved or anything. They just missed their opportunity. They're one shot, and other things referenced.
Well, they can still remember him,
but not in the way that they mean here. About this is I think this is
They
more
don't
about
know
like
him.
teachings and stuff like that. So they would be like, oh no, like we were wrong this whole time, kind of thing. And that's only when he's far away, when he's no longer trying to save them.
They would still be saved regardless, because they would have saved themselves.
But unless they didn't,
But
you'd have to
would've.
make that realization, don't you?
That's what is being implied.
Yeah. Anyways,
Times.
blessed will they be who have known me. Woe to those who have heard and have not believed. Blessed will be they who 13. So blessed will be they who have not seen, but yet have believed. And that's we've had that in this book before.
Yes,
And in
the Bible.
Yeah, in the Bible. Once again, I appeal to you. I am disclosed to you as I am building a house useful to you when you find shelter in it, and it will support your neighbor's house when theirs threatens to collapse. So I feel like this is kind of a combination between two things. One, the first one kind of reminds me of that the one where they're like building like that. It's kind was it like a?
You mean the Shepherd of Hermas, where they're building the tower?
No, there's that, but that's not the one I was talking about. In the New Testament, there is that analogy about like it's kind of like a hotel, right? And there's rooms for everybody. So that it kind of reminds me of that, building this house.
Mm.
And people are going to find shelter in it. But also, yeah, the addition of supporting the neighbor's house as well. Interesting one.
So is the implication that they're separate from the Jews, right? And
Maybe it's that.
The Christian system, or the Gnostic Christian system, thereby supports them somehow.
Maybe. I'm not entirely sure. Might be referencing to something else. Might be a quotation from a different different thing we're forgetting. Yeah. Because, I mean, hey, let's face it. Bible's got a lot of quotations.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of verses. Anyways. I tell you the truth. Woe to those for whom I am sent down here. Blessed will be they who are going up to the Father. Again, I warn you, you who exist, as opposed to those who don't.
Yeah, well,
you know what? I guess that's fine. Cool. Somebody must not exist. This must be. They must be immune to that.
Well, definitely not woe to them.
That's the whole point, right? The people are on the earth that Jesus has come down to, right?
Yeah.
And it sucks to be them because they didn't just save themselves through grace.
Yeah, I get that.
But the one, I guess he's referring to people within that system as those who exist, right? Those who are within the pleroma.
So
right?
I guess they would
son,
not.
Father.
I guess they would not exist. They would be something. Because remember, in a Platonic or non-Platonic, in a Stoic view, they wouldn't exist. They would just be real, because they made that distinction.
Well,
Didn't
it depends entirely on who's writing this and
sure,
when.
yeah, I know.
Right.
But I just, in my view, a lot of that early Christological stuff is based on Stoicism.
Yeah, but
so I feel like maybe there would be this tradition, even if they didn't recognize that it was from Stoicism, if they were building off of Paul, for example, then it would just be Stoic in nature. They wouldn't have to recognize it as Stoicism.
I think that the implication is mainly that there's a super real or some kind of hyper real, uber real above.
Yeah,
real.
it's just I know what you mean, and I feel like this just kind of boils down to semantics.
Yeah.
We're just using.
Most things in academia boil down to semantics. It's almost as if this is semantics just refers to it's an academic discussion.
Well, no, not even. I think for this one, we're actually just using different words for the same thing.
Okay. Yeah.
I think we actually just have the same thing in mind.
But only one word can be correct.
Obviously, that is how
there
language
can
works.
only be one.
Language does work that way.
Yep. Highlander.
See, I understand the Thunderdome reference.
You don't get Highlander?
I have heard of.
Yeah, there can only be one.
I know that.
But
I don't know
you've
if you know
seen
the movie or not.
Thunderdome.
Yes.
Fair
And
enough.
you're aware that we could make a real Thunderdome.
But do we want to?
No.
I mean,
What?
we kind of want to, right? A little bit.
Not really.
Do you?
There's the IMAX theater.
Yeah, we could easily
You can
be
make
turned
a
that into a Thunderdome.
Thunderdome and IMAX theater. And what's wrong with that?
Did
Don't you
you
like Thunderdome?
Did I ever show you wrestling during the Thunderdome period?
Probably.
It was so it was during COVID. They couldn't have people in the arenas. So no, it gets worse. So for a while they had wrestling with no fans.
Okay.
Which, by the way, you know what they were doing during commercials? They stopped wrestling, right? Because why the fuck would they? Who are they fucking entertaining with no fans in there? There was one time where they cut back, but the wrestlers were not informed, so they were just standing there in the ring talking, and you could see it. It was aired. They were just talking, and then they were finally informed that they were back on the air, and then they just started wrestling again. So then after that, Vince was like, you know what? No, you're wrestling during commercials too. So
Wow.
yeah, so it's some bullshit. But that was for a few months, no fans, right? And then eventually Vince was like, I have an idea. What if we put a bunch of screens everywhere and we add speakers to have fans, and they're all virtual fans.
No.
And he called that the Thunderdome. And it was a horrible
Yeah, that's
era.
awful. You know, the UFC did something cool.
What was that?
They bought a fucking island and had Fight Island.
That's pretty cool. Yeah,
That's a lot
dude.
cooler.
that is pretty cool. That's way better than the fucking Thunderdome.
Fight Island is like really idealized in a lot of shows. They have that. They're like, yeah, there's this guy who bought an island to just fight on, like so that they could do that.
Anyways, what's going on in this book?
How many James
All right,
Bond's villains?
I'll let you know. So, yeah, talking to the people who exist, right? Be like those. Oh, here we go. Yeah, be like those who do not exist, that you may dwell with those who do not exist. So yeah, talking about that higher reality. Do not let heaven's kingdom become a desert within you. Do not be proud because of the light that enlightens. Rather, act toward yourselves as I myself have towards you. I have put myself under a curse for you that you might be saved. Probably referencing the hanging on a tree thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep, because anyone who hangs on a tree is cursed.
Yep. Next section. This is called The Last Word. There's
It's
more
not
than just
the last
it's not-
section.
yeah.
But it is the
Not even
last
close.
No, but it's the last word. And it's not actually, there's way more
word.
words.
Is
There
it
are
the
many,
last
many words.
logos?
Yeah, perhaps. Peter responded to these comments and said, sometimes you urge us on toward heaven's kingdom, but at other times you turn us away, Master. Sometimes you encourage us, draw us toward faith, and promise us life, but at other times you drive us away from heaven's kingdom. It's a good call, Peter.
Yeah, it's almost like you're getting contradictory messages.
Yeah. Let's see what his response is to Peter's very good inquiry. The Master answered and said to us, I have offered you faith many times and have revealed myself to you. 14. James, and you have not known. Wait, hold on. James, wait, was he talking? Wait, hold up. This is very funny to me.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like he's specifically talking to James. So the Master answered and said to us, so to everyone, I have offered you faith many times and have revealed myself to you, James. So like during his little talk, he's like, I also revealed myself to you over here, this one guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Specifically picking him out. And you have not known me. Now I see you often rejoicing. And although you are delighted about the promise of life, you are sad and gloomy when you are taught about the kingdom. I mean, is he? I guess we'll find out.
It's like you want your cake. You want to have your cake and eat it too.
Right.
You want eternal life, but you don't want to abide by the rules that would make you among those who don't exist, like God.
Yeah. Let's see. He continues, nevertheless, you, through faith and knowledge, have received life. So disregard rejection when you hear it, but when you hear about the promise, be joyful all the more. Disregard rejection. Okay. So is he saying like all the stuff? He's not saying that all the stuff he said before that would be like a push away would be a rejection. He's just kind of, is he saying more that...
You have a perceived rejection.
Yeah, perceived rejection.
Disregard that.
Yeah, because it's not a rejection.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe,
and even if it is, you're not going to get anywhere by caring about it.
Yeah. I tell you the truth. Oh, okay. Whoever will receive life and believe in the kingdom will never leave it, not even if the Father wants to banish him. Now, see, that's cool.
Right, because you become a fourth.
You become part.
one.
You
become part of the pleroma.
Yeah.
An equal member of the pleroma.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you just he literally can't kick you out. You're now a part of whatever he's a part of.
Yep.
This is all I shall tell you at this time. Now I shall ascend to the place from which I have come. When I was eager to go, you have driven me off, and instead of accompanying me, you have chased me away. Listen, he didn't even get a chance. He didn't even get a chance to respond.
What did I do?
Yeah, like you guys should just ascend when I talk to you, and instead you're not doing that.
Literally said that he doesn't want to be here anymore. So, like, yeah, of course he's gonna leave. Well, they shouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
And he also shouldn't like guilt trip them about it too.
Nah, he's gonna guilt trip them. All these guys have
You're
been
right.
dicks so far.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Peter's the only guy who's had a reasonable question, and Jesus responds to it by talking to James. So-
Yep.
Isn't that
It's
funny,
almost
Ruben?
like they intentionally pointed out that there was like a church that had its root with this Peter character, and they're like
Right, yeah.
intentionally saying, no, it's like this James guy instead.
Right, yeah. Let's continue on here.
Nah.
Be attentive to the glory that awaits me. And when you have opened your hearts, listen to the hymns that await me up in heaven. Today I must take my place at the right hand of my Father.
And tonight we dine in hell.
Yeah, yeah. But finally, where he's going up to the
Yeah,
Father.
At least he says he is.
Yeah, true. Because it does go on for a little bit. It's not super long here that we have left. It's like another page, but let's see if he actually does go and hang out with the Father, or if we learn stuff from James or Peter.
Yeah, let's see.
I have spoken my last word to you. I shall depart from you, for a chariot of spirit has carried me up, and from now on I shall strip myself, that I may clothe myself. All right.
That
Right,
explains
he's
everything.
removing the fleshly
Yes.
clothing
And going back to the real reality.
through
Higher
the
reality.
chariot. So they're
The chariot of spirit. That's
recalling-
why it's the chariot of spirit, because he has to be clothed in that spirit.
Yes.
Yeah. There are some notes here.
So typical Huckle
okay.
literature kind of stuff. You would
We already knew it. Like, yeah, it's clearly referring to the same kind of ascension scene that we saw with Elijah, right?
Yep.
But it's repackaging it with the spirit.
You know who
Because
didn't
if
need
that's
a
the thing that-
chariot?
Enoch.
Yeah, he just walked.
Yeah. He didn't need anything. He didn't need any fucking help.
No.
He was Enoch. He was way cooler than any of you guys.
He didn't need Jesus.
Definitely not Jesus. Yeah.
Did
It
he
was
get-
Jesus. This is fucking Enoch we're talking about here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy's
Yeah,
dope. That
shout
guy
out
became
to
Metatron.
Enoch.
Yeah, shout out to Enoch, but
Yep.
unfortunately, the thing doesn't fucking work. Like the
Yeah,
actual
for
command.
some reason, our Nightbot sucks and died.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that.
Someone murdered Nightbot.
That sucks. That should be a crime.
We should do a YouTube special
About who killed Nightbot.
like an old school noir detective. Like Chris, you have a trench coat, right?
Several. My mom thought they might be worth money for some reason.
You can do your best Nick Valentine impression, and we can.
I have to work on it for like a second, but I probably could get it down.
All right, everyone, we've got a crime to solve here.
Yeah, see?
Man, I
Yeah,
see. That
see?
sounds
Yeah,
like so
see?
much fun.
Yeah,
Man.
Yeah, everyone knows. Okay, yes.
Yeah, the real good stuff. That what's what called the transatlantic or the mid-Atlantic.
transatlantic.
Is
it
it?
was yes.
So it's the mid-Atlantic accent.
No,
You know, I'll never
transatlantic
know.
accent because it was literally used in transmissions and radio broadcasts.
That
between-
explains
Okay.
everything.
All right. Yeah, it was one of those.
15?
yet.
Not quite. Although, yeah, it would be a lot of fun to do a.
The death of Nightbot.
Yeah. That we should. Oh man, we should have done that for April Fools. Whatever. We can actually do that whenever. This is our fucking channel. We
This
can
is
do.
our channel.
we can do whatever the fuck we want.
whatever we
Yep.
want.
Yeah. Either way.
Yeah, you gotta like crudely take the like Nightbot logo
Yeah.
and like put it over someone who's like tied up to a chair.
Oh, okay. Good. Gotcha. Yeah. Crudely.
Mhm.
Yeah, that would be fun. So pay attention. Got that, everyone? Pay attention
No.
to the 12 people in chat. Blessed are those who have proclaimed the Son before he came down, so that when I did come, I might ascend. Okay. It seems like almost pointless for him to have come down. If
What?
It's almost.
I guess it's the very quick acknowledgement.
This is
of
like
his-
a Wisconsin goodbye. Okay.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's like, all right.
The goodbye may take
you
between
know-
5 minutes and 2 days.
If we're going and like kind of shimmy your way out of there. And,
Oh, by the way, before I head out of here.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's exactly like that. Either way, continuing on here. Blessed 3 times over 15. It's 8.
3 times over, so this thrice great kind of thing.
Yeah. Blessed 3 times over are those who were proclaimed by the Son before they came into being, so that you might share with them. So apparently the Son has also blessed people before they came into being.
Yes.
Which means hopefully those people would be one with the Father later.
Presumably, yes.
Which seems to be, it's very much like redundant then.
Yes.
This saving power.
Mm-hmm.
Very redundant.
Well, the point is you
Why,
don't
it's a
need
dime a
Jesus.
Right, you just need yourself.
Yeah, you need to save yourself. What are you doing, guys?
Yeah. All these fucking assholes. They haven't saved themselves yet.
Why haven't you saved yourself? You know, there is a good way to save
Yeah, let's
yourself.
see, who hasn't
All
saved
you
themselves?
have to do to save yourself is go on to the Milwaukee Atheist Patreon and pick the highest tier.
Yeah, to save yourself. That's a great idea. Good pitch.
Wow.
Continuing on though, this is the next section, and it's called Apocalyptic Ascent. So maybe this is going to be super interesting.
Nah.
Maybe.
When he said this, he left. Peter and I, so that's Peter and James, knelt down, gave thanks, and sent our hearts up to heaven. We heard with our ears and saw with our eyes the noise of wars, a trumpet blast, and a great turmoil. So that has a lot of Revelation imagery.
Yeah. It also has
Just
war imagery because the trumpet
very
blast is going to be what you see in a war anyway. They use horns all the time.
They do. Yeah. So
and
great turmoil, wars,
war.
trumpet. Yeah, that's
So
classic apocalypse.
they get a vision of a war.
When we passed beyond that place, we sent our minds up further. So, of course, we have the connection with minds and hearts back in the day. We saw
But they've already made the distinction of souls and spirits.
True.
So now the mind is something separate and the heart is
we had that kind
separate.
of problem already earlier, too.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a problem or if they made that distinction already, is all I'm saying.
They did earlier on.
Yeah,
but
they did.
So when we passed beyond that place, we sent our minds up further. We saw with our eyes and heard with our ears hymns, angelic praises, angelic rejoicing. Heavenly majesties were singing hymns, and we rejoiced too. So now we're talking about, this is very psalm-esque, right? So this was actually in a few places, right? So in the end times, we're supposed to see like angels singing hymns. And I think it appeared in visions too, right? Where the God is just surrounded by angels singing for him.
Yeah. And also the seraphim are supposed to just always be singing, holy, holy, holy.
Right, yeah. Yeah, so stuff like that is popping up here. So, but this is like the, if you're passing beyond that place. Well, this is actually in... Right, because this looks like they're going. They are transcending. Right, that's what's happening. They have come to the realization
and now
of what's real, and now they're
minds
transporting into different realities.
But it's a mental thing. It's not a physical thing. They're shedding their earthly bodies.
Right. Yes. So, but first they see the wars, all the apocalyptic stuff, and then they see the realm of God, you could say, where his abode is. Again, after this, we wished to send our spirits up to the majesty, so even higher. When we ascended, we were not allowed to see or hear anything, for the disciples called to us and asked us, "What did you hear from the teacher? What did he tell you? Where did he go? Where did he come from?"
Where'd he go?
Cotton Eye Joe.
Yeah.
Anyways, we answered them, "He ascended. He gave us his right hand and promised all of us life. He showed us children coming after us and commanded," 16, and commanded us to love them, since we are to be saved for their sakes. So So they're running into the disciples, but at this point, they apparently they can't receive God's wisdom anymore because they don't have the eyes to see and ears to hear.
Right.
That's been taken away from them temporarily.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that.
But they can still communicate with these disciples because they are also like ascended beings. They can do that.
No, that's not what's happening.
No, they're not ascended beings.
No, not at all. They're having their trippy experience, and then these disciples come in and they're like, "Hey, where's Jesus?" And
they're
and
back
they
on
get
Earth?
like
Okay.
pulled back down, and
They
they
get pulled back
don't
down.
get to see anything, but
Okay.
they get enough to be like, "Oh, he was telling the truth," like, right? So that's the point.
I see. Okay. Yeah, I guess. Damn. All right. That makes more sense though.
Yes, instead, you get nothing.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you fucked everything up for us.
Mm-hmm.
So when we heard this, sorry. Yeah, he gave us their right hand and we got to, save all the people, whatever. When they heard this, they believed the revelation, but they were angry about those who would be born. Not wishing to give them reason to take offense, I sent each of them to a different location. I myself went up to Jerusalem, praying that I might acquire a share with the loved ones who are to appear. So it looks like for this section, this paragraph describes the dispersal of the apostles to preach throughout the world.
Mm-hmm.
Cross-reference the letter of Peter to Philip. James stays in Jerusalem to lead the church there. The loved ones who appear are future believers.
Yes.
Yeah. And then there is one final section.
Yeah, give it to me.
You want to read this one final section?
Give it to me for the last section.
Okay.
It's
called Final Advice.
Final advice, everyone.
This is the last advice you will ever need.
Yep, this is what James wants to tell you at the end here. I pray that the beginning may come from you. That is how I can be saved. They will be enlightened through me by my faith and through another's that is better than mine. I wish mine to be the lesser. Do your best to be like them. Pray that you may acquire a share with them. Beyond what I've said, the Savior did not disclose any revelation to us on their behalf. We proclaim a share with those for whom the message was proclaimed, those whom the Lord made his children.
So this would be at least followers of Peter and, at the very least, followers of Peter and James.
Yes.
Now, when it says, there will be like this greater one to listen to, of course, that sounds a lot like what John the Baptist says about Jesus. There will come one greater than I.
Well, the point of the entire book is that you're supposed to be the one that's greater than him, which is why it says outright.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be better and better.
I wish mine to be the lesser, right?
Sure, yeah.
That's the whole point of the book, and so comes the end of the Secret Book of James. So, what do we think of the Secret Book of James?
I don't know, but I
a lot
didn't
less
get to.
gaps.
I didn't get to put the fucking bookmark back in.
Oh, you want to put it in at the beginning of the Gospel of Truth? which we've
No,
already
but I
read.
guess.
Or maybe you can find Pistis Sophia in there because next week we're going to be reading Pistis Sophia.
Yeah, that's definitely what we should probably do.
Yeah, so Secret Book of James, Apocryphal of James. I'd say it's a really interesting book.
I liked it. I give it an 8, honestly.
Yeah, I'd give it an 8. Yeah, I agree.
Primate.
It's a better book than a lot of them, just in part because it's not like fragmentary and all over the place.
Right, yeah.
But another one because it has like a cohesive idea that it presents.
Right, yeah.
The central concept of the book is that the Christ figure is just like an example that you're not supposed to like depend on. You're not supposed to follow their commandments or their teachings.
May I say
that
that the story, yeah, sure, gotcha. The story itself is a story.
It is, yeah.
Honestly, I kind of annoyed how often the story seems to deteriorate into no longer really being a story in between a book, if not just because of the gaps in the book and the writing, but because the story was never there.
Was Pistis Sophia in here?
should be.
Maybe I'm just blind because I remember us like noting it, right? So,
We'll find it eventually. But in the meantime, we can also point out that if you want to get yourself a T-shirt instead of joining in on the Patreon, you could just buy a T-shirt. You can check out that pinned T-shirt right there. And hey, if you want to support the show in another way, you can check out our Amazon wish list. You can check out our Patreon. You can become a member here on YouTube. I see Ryan down there. He's got himself a silver calf.
Yeah, look at that. What? Listen, if you were a member, you could achieve these amazing heights. Actually, I think we still have the image.
Oh yeah.
There, let's pull it up. If you are a member, you get these cool badges, and they just get cooler and cooler until you get to the ascended calf.
Yes.
The ascended bull.
The
whatever.
Metatron.
Yeah, the Metatron one.
Yeah.
So make sure you do that because
April will be our first golden calf.
Yeah, if
She
she continues with those memberships, but no, I'm not gonna push anything. But either way,
I'll push something. Everyone, get a membership now.
Yeah,
don't wait.
No, if you wait, shit's gonna suck for you.
Wow.
You know what happens when you become a member of our channel? You
a lot of really cool stuff.
Thanks.
You have to
get
wait
access
and see.
to 3 emotes that like we didn't even make. We
have one that we.
Oh yeah, we have a proper one.
Oh yeah, we have a proper emote.
You get a proper emote and 3 improper.
and 3 ones that we just like grabbed off of Google or
Hell
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you get. Early access
so
too sometimes.
nihilistic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They don't even have transparent backgrounds.
Yeah, they do kind of suck, but one of them is good.
Yeah.
Oh, I love life.
So,
all right, thank you
yep.
for playing our game of this. Whatever
wait,
the
you
hell.
have to play the outro music.
Oh,
Right,
no.
yeah, play the
I don't
outro.
want to do that.
No, you have to.
have
You made
to.
it.
Yeah.
I'm not set up. I'd have to go over there and grab things
That's
and
set
plug
up.
it in and
Nah,
turn
you
things
just
up.
grab an organ and
I thought
play it
you had it
yourself.
like you downloaded it onto.
I could set it
on the
up on
thing.
this, but we'd have to get rid of one of these other presets.
Oh wow, one of the things we never use.
Right. Yeah.
Which one? I would get rid of the red one. Anyways, I think that's good
Okay.
enough.
Either way, thank you for watching, everyone, and we will see you on Wednesday because that's the same day, just next week.
Or
We'll
is
see you
it?
then. It should be.